Alright, we are recording now. Welcome back to the Jumpcast.
What episode are we on? I completely forgot. As you were saying that,
2024.
I think so. Here, let me look. Um, but yes, welcome.
Yeah.
JJK is back. No more breaks, and there's not going to be a break next week.
Yeah, so.
I'm very excited. Sorry, I'm so just looking for the episode.
I believe 24. I want to say 24.
Yeah. Oh my god. I just realized that we messed up on our episode titles. But besides that, we got back to, what is it? I wouldn't say a mid-fight. This definitely made the fight a lot cooler. I don't know how to get into this chapter. It's so weird to come back into chapters after a break. But yeah, basically we kind of expected it, Yorozu loss. There's no other way to put it. They gave us such high details on how her curse technique worked with her armor, just for it to get crapped on by a weak version of the Ten Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of everything. I don't like how much narration we got because it felt like it made the fight shorter to try to just explain everything that was going on. Like we had the first 3 pages where it was describing Yorozu's technique and how I'm basically going off of this theory that she has Mai's technique. They're similar except that Yorozu just explored it more and then she focused on insects to make the curse technique stronger.
Yeah.
And then she tries to beat up Sukuna, can't do it, and she's mad that he doesn't use Malevolent Shrine. I can't speak Malevolent Shrine, and then he just destroys her with 10 shadows.
Yeah. And not even really using, I see personally, not even like the really powerful ones.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
like
never
not
seen
even fully manifested.
Yeah, we haven't seen even Ming use what is it, Round Deer and the Ox one yet, but
yeah, Piercing Ox.
But I mean, you know, this would be
they completely change up the 10 Shadows technique for me. It scales it so much higher above a bunch of other curse techniques, purely just because it has reverse curse technique.
Yeah.
With Round Deer.
Which, like, why has Megumi not been using this? I mean, probably, like, Gege didn't come up with it, but, like...
Or if he couldn't tame it beforehand, I'm assuming that that's usually the case, because, like, Sukuna amped all of the 10 Shadows. And maybe when he fought Round Deer and Piercing Ox, I'm assuming that he put them at, like, Megumi's level to give himself an easier time, and then he just amped up Nue, and it was like, alright, lightning strike these fools. But yeah, so now we know that Megumi could use reverse curse technique, and that he has something that, I don't know, I don't know how good Piercing Ox actually is in most regular circumstances. I think that Piercing Ox is something that you throw at a dunce that doesn't know how to avoid getting hit by an ox. I don't know, like Yuji.
Yeah.
Or like someone that focuses on like close quarters combat. It's good to like for spacing. And then we had even more narration.
Yeah.
Explaining that like basically Sukuna tamed these two and that he's not fully manifesting them, but he's amping them with curse energy to make them stronger. So we don't know what they actually look like, I should say. Well, maybe we know what Round Deer is. I think that he fully manifested that one. But not Piercing Ox.
And it's kind of cool to see, like the I guess like sinking into the shadows that Megumi has been using recently, but like Sukuna using it to kind of again to create like Piercing Ox to create some more space.
Yeah, or even earlier with like the wolves, like throwing shadows all around him and like partially manifesting the wolves so that they wouldn't get destroyed and like completely killed in the technique. I'm also curious to know what Maharaga ability he's using with the thing above his head.
Oh, like the wheel thing? Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know what it actually does because he's still taking hits and he's, I guess, I don't know, because he takes 3 hits, I'm assuming, from Yorozu, even with the wheel on, and doesn't like deflect them, so I don't know what he's actually pulling off. Whatever this so-called test run is.
Yeah. Maybe he's kind of just using these like half-formed versions kind of just to see what it's like in an actual fight, because maybe he's experimented with them a little bit, but he's...
It's true. It could also just be a general amp that he's putting on himself, with like the wheel above his head. Like, I don't know, maybe it just amps everything about him slightly. Like some weird like status effect. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And anyways, Euros is just really dumb. It's like, I'm just gonna keep fighting this ox, and like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
As her armor's breaking and everything, and then like the whole rabbit escape. I love that Sukuna's just flying above the stadium and throws a max elephant down. That's the best part.
Yeah, no, dude. Otherwise, this was a very good chapter. I really like the look of kind of this Sukuna amped max elephant too. It's looking really cool.
Dude, it's terrifying.
They're like what I've kind of been thinking is a lot of them look more. You know, we've said they look more like curse-like also, but they've also been to me looking more like skeletal.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I also just like the look of this Megami Sukuna with the gi on. Is that what it is? It's a cool fit, dude. I think that it's really fun to see him with that. I didn't like his like kimono robe, whatever it was before.
Like I thought it was kind of
like
cool.
It looked nice, but I just like that it was off. He looks like he's a lot more down to business with it. And then the ending didn't really make sense to me. With him like coming down and then Yorozu is just like, wait, he does know what love is? Like, it's so weird. Yorozu has such a weird perspective.
I mean, you kind of need to be a sorcerer. Yeah, you kind of needed to be a sorcerer though.
Yeah. And I'm just completely forgetting that they also in the narration explained that Yorozu like single-handedly took down Uro's squad back in the Han era, and thus was acknowledged by the Fujiwara clan. Who cares? That part I don't care about. It's the fact that Gege is like power scaling her above Uro, and then she just gets wiped by Sukuna.
I mean, it's Sukuna, so...
Yeah. I know a lot of people were excited, and like I saw a lot of thumbnails for the YouTube videos like the last 2 weeks were just like, we're seeing a Heian era fight.
Yeah.
This wasn't it. This was a blitz still, easily. Like, it's not impressive that people can land punches on Sukuna at this point because he doesn't care afterwards anyways. Like, you don't feel like Sukuna was on the ropes at all during this fight. Which is cool.
I was gonna say, it kind of, I saw before we recorded, it's kind of like he's super uninterested in this fight. That he's not even really, like, developing new tactics. Like, dropping Max Elephant, Megumin's already done that. I think he did it in Shibuya. And the way he used Rabbit Escape, he used that in Shibuya, like... He's already, he's not really, like we said, he's not really taking this seriously.
He used the Max Elephant in the Domain, what is it? Back in the beginning of the Culling games with Reggie.
Yeah.
That part was cool. That was, like, I'm sorry, that was still more of an interesting fight than this one was. Um, but yeah, he's just using Megumi's things. You talked about before we recorded that this like puts his battle IQ pretty high up there, though, still, to manage to use Megumi's techniques like this. And like, this is not his first curse technique. Um, so to be able to manage this so quickly, we don't know the time skip that it took for the bath. I'm assuming it took like a day.
Mm-hmm.
But to manage to just know how to use the curse technique this well, this quickly,
Oh yeah, is very impressive.
yeah, to be able to destroy a stadium and to like fill the entire stadium with rabbit escape, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it'll be
I
pretty
was
cool.
really hoping to see a cooler rabbit escape though, like rabbits that would actually be like aggressive. Like
Oh,
imagine being swarmed by aggressive rabbits that are all just trying to like eat you.
they're like the
That'd be
rabbits from
terrifying.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Little-
Yeah, like that one.
Or I
That
was
would have
gonna
been like
expect
terrifying.
kind of because like the theme I've seen with or like the theme I still believe the theme of like their these kind of Sukana amped ones of the Ten Shadows are like more like I cannot think of it like mythical creatures like cryptids and stuff. I was expecting them to be like jackalopes or something. I think that would have been cool.
Oh, that would have
Like
been
them to
fun.
like you said, like to actually fight back because they just kind of just run and push
Yeah,
away.
completely swarmed it. Um, God, the more that I look at this fight, the more that Euros is just so dumb. Because she even says in her own head, like, they can only move in a straight line. When he's
Mhm.
talking about the piercing ox, and like,
Yeah.
why don't you move, dude?
Exactly. Yeah, it's not.
Like,
She.
at this point, it's just like Yuji would have just as easy of a time facing her. I know that that's a lot more complex to actually go
like
into.
battle IQ wise, it seems like
Yeah,
she's really low down there.
yeah.
Like she's not. I mean,
That
she's
down
only got
skills Uro as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think about that. That's so sad.
Maybe she's
Like,
a
how
lot
did
smarter
Uro...
when she's not trying to fight Sukuna.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
who knows?
Um, yeah. I think that the armor is cool. I like the design of it. I like that it's still like armor, because like if you look inside the mouth, you can still see Yorozu's like actual teeth talking.
Yeah. But it's also like
Um,
it doesn't. I mean, it seems like it's strong, but it also doesn't seem as strong as we thought it
yeah.
would be.
I always questioned, like I always had like this question of just like, what would it be like if like Maki sacrificed herself and gave my like her full curse technique, and this is what we kind of got, and it just shows how worse it would have been than full heavenly restriction.
Yeah.
It's still nothing, because this is like probably the max potential that you could get out of the construction curse technique,
Mm-hmm.
and it still gets destroyed by 10 shadows.
Yeah. Even. Yeah. But I mean, like I thought we're gonna get like Maharaga was gonna be needed to like cut open the armor, but like we didn't even need that, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
Because
it's the Shonen Jump thing where they like hype you up at the end of the chapter, um, so that you're excited to see the next one. Like, oh nope, that's not actually what happened. It was the same thing with the domain expansion, the
yeah.
three-way domain expansion. Like, oh, it didn't actually happen though.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm a little. I like this is cool. It's a cool chapter, but I'm gonna be honest. I was kind of disappointed by it. I'm gonna be a little
Yeah.
negative Nancy about it.
It was. I also like the names that they were given by the fan translations this week.
Oh,
I
were
was
they
like
different?
crapping on. Yeah, it was like Madoka deer, and there was another name for the ox. I forgot. But like round deer, like what does that have to do? Like that's such a weird name. I guess that may have just been like the proper translation for it, but it's like lackluster.
Yeah. I was like, I heard deer and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be a Wendigo. It's gonna be a Skinwalker. No,
I mean, it kind of does look like
It's kind of
dude, the
got that.
four eyes and everything.
It's
It's
kind of got that.
terrifying.
Also, it's like something I don't know about you, but the antlers, like the tips, of them kind of look like hands to me.
I know exactly what you mean. I don't like it's. I say I don't like. It's creepy to me how big it is.
Yeah,
Like
because
it's huge.
it is like two, almost. I'd say like maybe,
It's like 9 feet
yeah,
tall.
at least, yeah,
I mean, it's about to hit that second story, so it has to be about 10 feet or something, like with the hump on its back.
yeah.
Um, for how much crap we're giving this is still better than like half of this recent arc of My Hero. So I
Oh yeah.
like it was a good chapter. I just this is one of the few times that the narrator was not helpful
Mhm.
in making the impact of this cooler. Like we've talked about like narration in JJK and how cool it makes it, like with like the .2 domain expansion for Mahito and all that sort of stuff. This one is just like, okay, I want to get done with this fight as fast as possible and go on to the next one. So I'm gonna explain all of Yorozu's technique and she can't do anything, and Sukuna wins.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the art was still very good. Um, but yeah, definitely one of the weaker chapters.
Oh yeah. Especially like with the calling games in general. I mean, it seems like the calling games is coming to a close, but you know,
Yeah,
started like especially with like most recent like Maki and Yuji fighting Sukuna, you're expecting a lot more from something like
exactly. And like that one was just so much more impactful.
this. Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know, it really like ruined, I shouldn't say ruined because we still don't know the rest of the series, but like, and it could have also been the community, but like when we said like it's two Heian era sorcerers fighting, like it's still one of the weaker fights in the series.
Yeah.
Like there was more tension between Megami and Reggie, and they were like two grade 1 sorcerers.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt more impactful watching that than watching this.
Yeah.
Which maybe that was for a reason. Like, Gege wants to just show off how how cooler Sukuna is, but like, maybe it could have been done in a better way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I have no way to describe it right now. Maybe next week I'd have a better way to explain it. But like this one was just off.
Mm-hmm.
Like he dropped the ball.
I think maybe we'll see something cool in the next chapter, maybe.
I think it's gonna be a domain expansion.
Oh yeah, that's
like that's it. Which maybe it will be cooler next chapter because we're gonna see Sukuna probably pull out Megami's domain, and just completely wipe Hirozu, like not giving it an actual chance. We still haven't seen a proper like domain clash, like an evenly domain clash. Do you know what I mean? Like we haven't seen an even playing field ever. So hopefully it will be something maybe close to that. And what is it? Maybe next chapter to make it more interesting, like Megami's gonna start pulling back again, and making the Sukuna's curse energy weaker or something like that. So he actually has to like pull through with something.
I think it'd be really cool if we do get the domain clash. I would like to see Sukuna just use Megami's domain and just have it be the complete version of Chimera Shadow Garden.
Yeah. I'd really like that. And I don't think that Yorozu's domain expansion is going to be that good. If it's a construction curse technique, I don't know how far you can make the domain look cool after that. Unless like it's just like the whole area is the metal, and then like Sukuna's like, all right, Chimera Shadow Garden completely destroys it, and then just blitzes her. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. If I have much else to say about it. we kind of already said what we think is gonna happen next week.
Hmm.
Um,
Or I mean, just at this point, yours it gets just off screened. Would be
yeah,
I think would kind of be fun, just to do.
I think that honestly would be really amusing as well to see that.
And then we see.
Just
I think
like,
it'd be cool to see like someone come out from of the main cast, be like, or like Euro's like watching this, and then goes over and just to see.
yeah, watching from a distance. Um, I don't know. It's still, what is it? I feel bad. I wanted to be a lot more excited about like this fight and hope that it would turn around
Hmm.
and be more interesting for me because I don't want to be a Debbie Downer about this little arc. Um, but I just want to see the protagonists. This
Hmm.
fight is still not as appealing. I'm happy that we see more of Megami's Shikigami, but now I just want to see Megami actually use them instead of Sukuna.
Yeah, and also like how nerfed now these or no, I mean maybe how dumb the Shikigami are going to look.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be
like
just
the little baby versions of them.
exactly. It's not gonna be as cool. So
Yeah, yeah, maybe like the the deer's like a Bambi equivalent. It's so small and tiny it can barely heal any of his wounds.
I was just said Bambi, or there's this deer that looks like a rodent. It's somewhere in Asia. That'd be funny for it to
Oh. Just downscale Megami so much.
be. Yeah, like just. I think it'd be fun just to do something like that. But
Yeah,
I
I think. Oh, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh no, I was gonna say let's just have Euros get off screen.
Yes.
And kind of just have like a recap of
Now you're
Euro
talking.
watching. Or maybe I think this would be a really fun way to kind of like another call to action is Yuta is still in Sendai and comes over to the destroyed stadium, sees Hirozu decapitated or whatever, and Sukuna there, and he's like, "Wait, what? How come you're not in Yuji's body?" And just Sukuna's like, "I ain't got time for these dips." Doesn't even give him the time of day. Like that, like Yuta's like, "Hey, let's fight now. Let's fight. Like I could fight you." And he's like, "No."
Yeah, just leaves him. What I want to see is that Yuta is not filled in at all. And so then he comes to the top of the stadium and he sees like, Megami, what are you doing? Why are you killing Sumiki?
Yeah. As
And
like.
then they both just try to fight him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it could be really fun to see something like that, but I doubt we will.
If a third party intervened, I think that would be actually really fun. Or Kashimo came in, dude. I don't know why, I've been on a Kashimo hype train. Just remembering how cool he is, that would be fun as well. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we get some pretty cool stuff, or this could be pretty lame.
Yeah, I don't know. Our overall thoughts are we can't wait for this to end. Either we'll end really good or really bad, and then we can get back to the actual cool stuff that we want to see.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this might be a little bit shorter of an episode, but I think we'll get back to it next week hopefully, and hopefully it'll be a bit longer one.
Yeah.
Excuse me, and we will
Hopefully
probably,
more exciting.
We'll probably have a guest with us next week as well. So
Yeah,
some more
I'm very
interesting
excited
stuff.
for that.
Yeah.
Another perspective.
Exactly, which we think we do need to get more of in this. But yeah, I think. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Nick? Or yeah.
No, it's short and condensed. That's my best way to put it. That's what this episode is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well then, yeah. I think closing thoughts are Heroes is gonna get off screened. Yuta's gonna try and fight Sukuna, and then Sukuna's just gonna dip, and then that's it. for next
Yeah,
chapter.
I'd actually be pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah. All right. Thank you so much for listening to Jumpcast episode 24. We appreciate everyone listening, and I mean, compared to our last few episodes, the growth we had last week, I was checking right before we recorded, but we had a pretty, compared to what we normally get, a pretty good growth. So I'd like to thank everyone for listening.
Wow.
Yeah. So thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Can't wait to see you guys again next week.
Yeah.